The Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Sales and Marketing module provides organizations the ability to let their sales personnel focus on their customers by providing a comprehensive toolset that encompasses the complete sales order lifecycle. For this demo, we will talk about trade agreements, available to promise, and customer rebates. Let's navigate to a customer and take a look at what trade agreements are available for this specific customer. Here we have a list of all customers for the current legal entity. Let's click to Owl Wholesales. We'll click on the Sell tab, Trade Agreements, and click on Agreements. This is the trade agreement screen specific to Owl Wholesales. Here we can see a listing of all trade agreements broken down by item or item groups. We can see the item number, the different dimensions, the quantity, unit of measure, and the date parameters. We can also see the agreed upon price. As we scroll down, notice the product type code is group and the item is 01. This means that we have item discount group code of 1. And we have two lines where we see each line specifies a from date, the from quantity, and a to quantity from 1 to 10. We get a 5% discount. Everything over a quantity of 10 ordered for this specific item group, the customer gets a 5% discount. Everything over 10%, the customer gets a 7% discount. So how do we know what items are in a specific item group? Let's take a look at item discount groups. We'll navigate to the Sales and Marketing module, Prices and Discounts, Item Discount Groups. On this screen, we can see all the item discount groups. We have selected one. Let's click on Setup, and let's look at the items that are part of this discount group. Here we can see two items, a soundbar and a surround soundbar. If we wanted additional items, we need to select them from a category hierarchy. So we can expand the category hierarchy, select the item, and click on the Include. Okay, let's go back to our customer and create a sales order from our customer using one of the items from the item discount group. So Owl Wholesales wants to order 11 soundbars. And as you can see here, we see the system automatically applied a 7% discount to the order. Okay, let's talk about Available to Promise, also known as ATP. ATP is a calculation meant to provide a customer with a promise date for delivery. It also allows a sales rep to quickly see the stock situation. In our example, we're just going to use ATP to see what we can tell our customer as far as our stock situation goes. Let's click on Product and Supply, View ATP Information. This screen currently provides a 30-day time fence of the item on the sales order line. In our case, T012, Site 1, in Warehouse 13. We can change this if we'd like. For our purposes, let's leave it as is. So we can currently see that our on-hand will allow us to place the order for the 11 soundbars. But for sake of this demo, let's just go ahead and change the quantity to 11 and recalculate the ATP quantity. Now we'll see that in the graph, the order quantity line is updated and we're well below the Available to Promise. In an upsell scenario, a sales representative can quickly identify stock issues on the screen. Let's see what happens when we enter 600. Let's recalculate, and we can see that we would not have the available stock until December 16th. It's important to understand that the ATP receipts, issues, and on-hand values do not reflect the current sales order. Let's talk about delivery dates. At times, a customer may want to expedite shipping and would like to understand the ramifications of different shipping options. This can be done through the Delivery Alternatives functionality. To get there, select the sales line, navigate to the Delivery tab, and click on Delivery Alternatives. Currently, we can see that using a mode of delivery for truck, we have 5 transport days with an expected receipt date of 12/5. If we select air, the transport days changes to and the receipt date to December 2nd. It's important to understand that modes of delivery can be configured with transport calendars. In our case here, the transport calendar is set to only calculate for weekdays, and thus the receipt days is reflected as such. So you can see that using this screen, a customer sales representative can quickly communicate different delivery options and the corresponding shipping and receipt dates to a customer. In the Sales and Marketing module, the Customer Rebates functionality allows for administering, tracking, and processing of customer-earned rebates. Rebates can be accumulated and processed by week, month, year, or any custom time frame. Rebates can also be accrued at the time of sales order invoicing and can be converted to credit notes back to the customer or created as a vendor balance to be paid back via check or electronically. Let's start off and navigate to customer rebates. We'll expand modules, go to sales and marketing, customer rebates, and first let's take a look at rebate agreements. Under rebate agreements here, we can see we have two rebate agreements. One is not submitted and one is approved. We'll focus on the approved one. We can see that the rebate is tied to a customer, item, and a number of other metrics, such as minimum quantity, expiration date, and start date. On the lines, we can see that the rebate agreement is for item number D008, any quantities purchased between 10 and 20, and that the customer gets a $5 rebate per unit. Now that we've reviewed the rebate agreements, let's go ahead and calculate the rebates. We know we have a sales order in the system that qualifies for a rebate, so we just went ahead and calculated, and now let's take a look at the rebate that the system generated. So here we see a rebate for $75, which is tied back to an invoice and the item number as predefined by the rebate agreement. Once a rebate has been processed, it means that the claim's now been transferred to a temporary customer balance as deductions. The rebate accrual account has been credited and the rebate expense account has been debited.